Krishna, the most enchanting personality you have ever known. Have you ever found or heard a god with a flute in his lip? Have you ever found a god dancing? A god making love? A god is singing? Yes, that is Krishna. If a man has to think, understand, and say something, for him there can be no more meaningful a topic than Krishna. He is the most significant person in all of history. But it was unfortunate that we did not allow Krishna to influence our life in a broad way. He remains a lonely dancing island in the vast ocean of sorrow and misery that is our life. Or we can say he is a small oasis of joyous dancing and celebration in the huge desert of sadness and negativity, of separation and condemnation that we really are. Krishna could not influence the whole spectrum of our life, and for this we are alone to blame. Krishna is not in the least responsible for it. We were not that worthy, that deserving to have him, to imbibe him, to absorb him. Up to now, man's mind has thought of and looked at life in fragments and thought dialectically. The religious man denies the body and accepts the soul, and what is worse, he creates a conflict, a dichotomy between the body and spirit. He denies this world, he accepts the other world, and thus creates a state of hostility between the two. Naturally, our life is going to be sad and miserable if we deny the body, because all our life's juice, its health and vitality, its sensitivities and beauty, all its music has its source in the body. So, a religion that denies and denounces the body is bound to be anemic and ill. It has to be lackluster. Such a religion is going to be as pale and lifeless as a dry leaf fallen from a tree. And the people who follow such a religion, who allow themselves to be influenced and conditioned by it, will be as anemic and prone to death as these leaves are. Krishna alone accepts the body in its totality, and he accepts it not in any selected dimension, but in all its dimensions. Krishna accepts life in all its facets, in all its climates and colors. He alone does not choose. He accepts life unconditionally. He does not shun love. Being a man, he does not run away from women. As one who has known and experienced God, he alone does not turn his face from war. He is full of love and compassion, and yet he has the courage to accept and fight a war. His heart is utterly non-violent, yet he plunges into the fire and fury of violence when it becomes unavoidable. He accepts the nectar, and yet he is not afraid of poison. This is Krishna. This Krishna I want to highlight here. Look at him, look at his activities, look at his way of talking, look at his way of going, look at his way of taking life. Everything is something different, something special. We can understand Krishna only if we clearly understand this concept of Advaita. What is this Advaita? Look, spirituality or religion accepts and unreservedly accepts all the dimensions of life. It accepts sex and attachment together, relationship and indulgence, love and devotion, yoga and meditation, and everything there is to life. And the possibility of the understanding and acceptance of this philosophy of totality is growing every day, because now we have come to know a few truths we never knew in the past. Krishna, however, has undoubtedly known them. For instance, we now know that the body and soul are not separate, that they are two poles of the same phenomena. The visible part of the soul is known as the body, and the invisible part of the body is called the soul. God and the world are not two separate entities. There is absolutely no conflict between God and nature. Nature is the visible, the gross aspect of God, and God is the invisible, the subtle aspect of nature. There is no such point in the cosmos where nature ends and God begins. It is nature itself that, through a subtle process of its dissolution, turns into God. And it is God Himself who, through a subtle process of His manifestation, turns into nature. Nature is a manifestation of God, and God is an manifestation of nature. And that is what Advaita means, what the principle of one without the other means. This is Krishna. That is, He is the only Advaita one, that only one is, one without the other. You can call Him God or Brahma or what you like. Now, look for Krishna in yourself, in your life, in your body. Etymologically, Krishna signifies the point, that is, one who or which attracts everything. Our mind is so much enchanted with gross materialism that disturbed and outward mind is attracted by our inward being, who is no other than Krishna. In the yogic concept, the flute in Krishna's hand has 6 holes, signifying the 6 chakras, Muladhara, Shadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha and Ajna. After these 6, there is Sahasrara, that signifies the 7th hole through which Lord Krishna plays the flute of our life. All these chakras are in our spinal cord, and this can be known through yogic feet. So, Krishna is in our body, that is, in the physical body of every being. He is all-pervading us, both outwardly and inwardly. Here is the uniqueness. He is utterly incomparable, the Lord with the flute.